What's up, everyone? Namco and Dustin here. Fantasy Smack Talk 2012 baseball season is upon us. Real excited. In this video, we're going to be going over the first baseman. We got them ranked for you. We got them put into tiers. So, Dustin, let's hit them with it.
All right, Tier 1, this is really all of the guaranteed talent from the first base position. There's a real drop-off after Tier 1, so if you can, you're going to want to try to target one of these guys in the late first, early second type round for some of these guys. First one, Albert Pujols. You're going to have to use a good draft pick on him. You know, we still see him as the #1 guy. He's got a new home. You know, that might affect him a little bit, but even with a down year last year, he still had amazing numbers. Next, Joey Votto. He's just been one of the nice surprises over the last few years, really putting up consistent numbers. We expect more from the same from him. Moving down, we got Prince Fielder. He has a new home as well. He should have plenty of RBI opportunities out there for the Tigers. Another guy that should have a lot of RBI opportunities, Adrian Gonzalez. Solid year for him last year. Amazing batting average, .338, and had the pop in there as well. And the last guy in this tier, Mark Teixeira. You know, batting average was down a little bit last year, but he should still hit a ton of home runs out there for the Yankees.
Tier 2 is our young guy tier, and that's also one thing I really want to point out is that we don't have Miguel Cabrera in the first tier or the second or any of these tiers because he's going to be playing third base this year. Before any comments are left, just check out the third base video. We got him there. All right, we're starting off Tier 2 with Eric Hosmer. I personally love this guy. He came up last year. He was the real deal. He's going to get you the pop, a decent average, and he even had 11 bags last year, so you have to love that. Next, at number 7, we have Ike Davis. You know, he was another prospect that was up and down a little bit, but last year he really came on. We like the guy. We like the pop that he can certainly give you. Next, we have Freddie Freeman. 21 jacks a year ago. He had about a .280 average. Certainly like that for Atlanta Braves. Then we have Paul Goldschmidt. Now this guy in the minors was just a stud, and he came up to the bigs, played pretty good, showed some power. We really think he's the real deal. Rounding out this tier, we got Billy Butler. Now you got to note that Hosmer is clearly playing first base for them right now. Billy Butler might just be a DH, so he might be in the utility all year. He might get first base eligibility, but you got to rank Billy Butler. He had a decent home run total last year. He's always got that good average, and we weren't going to do a video on DHs, so you got to rank him somewhere. Just note, if you're drafting Billy Butler, he might be utility for you all year.
Tier 3 is what I like to call the old guy / injury prone tier. First guy, Paul Konerko, 36 years old, but still doing it. You know, I just really don't want to write him off, so we got to rank him this high, but you just got to be a little scared of him just because of his age. Next, Ryan Howard. You know, he would be a lot higher on this list if he wasn't going to miss, you know, at least probably the first month of the season. But once he comes back, look for him to pick up right where he left off. Next, Adam Lind. You know, he had 26 home runs, 87 RBIs last year, but he just still hasn't ever gone back to what he did a few years ago, but the potential is still there. Number 14, we have Kendrys Morales. You know, missed all of last year due to injury. You know, we're hoping he can come back and do what he was doing before that terrible injury that happened at home plate after a home run that caused all their teams to change their home run celebrations. But upside's still there. Upside's still there with Justin Morneau as well. Hopefully all that concussion crap is behind him and he can come back and bring the Twins back to life. But it's a big if at this point, so that's why we got him at 15.
We got 3 guys for you in Tier 4. We're going to start off with Gabby Sanchez. You know, he's pretty much been a steady Eddie. He's putting these exact same numbers year 1 and year 2. Literally the exact same numbers. It's kind of eerie. So we sync those numbers. We'll probably translate. Same thing with year 3. Maybe a little bit of an upgrade. But regardless, you know what you're getting when you're getting Sanchez. Next, at number 17, we have Mitch Moreland. Out of this tier, we think he's got the most upside playing on a potent Rangers offense. You know, solid. He has a decent average. He's going to give you some pop as well. So you certainly like Moreland. And then rounding out this tier is James Loney. Very similar to Gabby Sanchez, steady Eddie. You know what the numbers you're going to get, but when you're drafting this late in your draft, it's nice to get those consistent first basemen.
Tier 5 has a few young guys mixed in with a lot of old guys, but the young guys in this tier, I'm big fans of. I like their upsides. First one, Matt Gamble. He's got some big shoes to fill. He's taking over for Prince Fielder out in Milwaukee, but this guy was a beast in the minors, has a big upside. I like his potential this year. Next, we got Mark Trumbo out in Anaheim. He's going to probably see a lot of time at DH now that they have Albert Pujols. But 29 home runs, 87 RBIs last year. They're going to have to find a way to get him some at-bats. Moving on, Carlos Pena. He's 34 years old now, but he still hit 28 home runs last year. You know, if he can just get that batting average back up a little bit, he's going to be a nice first baseman that you can grab really late. Moving on, another youngster. We got Brandon Belt for San Francisco. only 24 years old, one of the biggest first base prospects in the league. You know, batting average wasn't there, 225 last year, but he did hit 9 home runs and 187 at bats. So the power potential is obviously there. And the last guy in this tier is a guy that I'm personally going to be targeting really late in drafts because I like his potential to do kind of what normal first basemen don't do. He had 9 stolen bases last year and 247 at bats. He has the potential to lead all first basemen with steals. He's not going to give you a ton of power, but I definitely think he'll be double digits, and he has potential to bat over 300. I like what I see.
All right, moving into our last tier, we're going to start off with Carlos Lee, 36 years old. His numbers have been on the decline. We're just not huge fans of him. He's more of a name at this point. Next is the I Told You So part of this show, and that's Adam Dunn. We've never really been a huge fan of him, didn't like him last year, and clearly if you draft him, there's no way you're touching him this year. But he is only 33, and that power number, there is upside there, so keep that in mind super late in your draft. Next, we have Justin Smoke. Guy that came in with a lot of hype a few years ago, but in about 700 career bats, he's only a 227 hitter. Just don't like that. Wish that average is a little bit up. He will give you some pop. And the last first baseman we're going to talk about is Todd Helton. Got to do it. Old man, still batting over 300. Pretty impressive. Super late in your draft based on your settings as well. Helton's not that terrible of a guy to take.
While first base is still really deep, you got to take a couple more gambles this year if you're going to be going with one of the more younger, unproven guys. There's not nearly as many, proven tier 1, tier 2 guys this year, but still a lot of talent. Be sure to check out all our other tiers and rankings. Our cheat sheet will be up on the site, on the homepage. I'm Dustin. This is Nameco. Catch you later.
Check you later.